The SL overlay adds new features to Dynamics 365 Business Central that everyone can use. And it's the culmination of working together with Business Central users and Dynamics SL users to add features that enhance anybody that have been using Business Central or that are new to the Business Central solution. We've had a previous release and we're here to talk to you about the latest release of the Dynamics SL overlay. This release includes the following new enhancements. Let's take a quick look at these to give you an idea of how they can enhance your everyday use of Dynamics 365 Business Central. The new created by user is a way to keep track of people who are doing data entry into your screens. Whether it's someone putting in their first sales order or purchase document, this is a way to track who actually started creating the entry. So as we see here, there is a new created by user field added to the screen. How this helps us is an additional enhancement around list page enhancements. List pages are used to view multiple transactions. By using this new created user field, we'll be able to actually see just the items that you're working on. So if you're new to the sales order or purchase screen, when you come into the screen, you will only see those that you've been working on. So you don't need to see other people's and you can start right in the items that you need to work on. With the post and print batch, now we have the ability within screens like the purchase order to be able to post and print. We've also added the ability to release multiple purchase or sales order documents at a time. The control total functionality is the idea that you want to be able to pre-enter the total amount of all the lines that you'll be entering prior to entering those line items. So for example, I've got 20, 25, 30 line items. I'd rather put in the control total of all the line items together before I start doing my data entry. So when I'm done, my data entry will be able to take track and say, how much should I put in and how much did I actually put into a screen? Let's show you what that means exactly. So what you're seeing here is I can see the total amount that I said would be my control total, the amount that we put into the system so far, and the difference. You can even set it up that if there is a difference, that will stop you from releasing this sales order or purchase order because we haven't been able to total the amounts don't match. So you should take a look at because maybe you've forgotten or messed up during data entry. Similar to that is a lot of asks we have are, how do I keep track of the number of vendor line items and customer line items that are in the system? If you see the example here, you'll see that there are multiple line items in the system, but two of them are for vendors. So instead of you having to add up what's that total amount, we've added a new total vendor lines amount or customer amount to show you exactly how much is in there. In addition, we made an enhancement to the budget functionality. We've added the ability to do budgeting for dimensions 3 through 6 that can be set up and viewed inside the GL budget screens. The new graphic menu system allows us to create a new menu system based on some traditional on-premise solutions. The idea behind it is that we're grouping things by things like maintenance, inquiry screens, setup screens, input, process, and reports, and being able to provide you the ability to not only view those screens and get to them quicker by those old groupings, but also being able to allow you to edit it specifically. So I can set up for one person to look one way, look a different way for a different person. So they're seeing the things that they're used to seeing and get to the access to the screens and reports quicker. In addition, we've made some changes to the terminology. Some of it to make it easier for a person who's transitioning to Business Central easier, others to allow them to make the setup of things easier as well. In this example, you can see we've actually added some of the names, putting the name of the solution in front of the name of the screen, as well as changing some of the fields from ID, generic IDs to here, as you see, vendor ID. And lastly, we've made it also so some of those setup screens also have quick links to get up to the additional screens, like posting groups that need to be set up before you start using the solution. We've also added some common reports. By adding these new custom reports, we're able to incorporate some of this functionality, the ability to include the dimensions and being able to add a new idea called period. Here's a list of those new reports, again, being able to take advantage of those functionalities, but we've also added a great report to help you with permission comparison. If you have two different users in Business Central and they should have the same exact permissions and they don't, this quickly will show you their differences and allow you to make adjustments. In addition, the idea of a period. We are transactional based in Business Central, but this allows us to add the idea of a period, something common to people that are using some legacy systems. So it allows us to view the information and see exactly what period we're in and allow us to actually use those custom reports to use that period idea. We are now in the process of adding some new functionality that will be coming out here later this year. So look for them, as well as some complete videos addressing how you did things in your old solution, how you do them now to help you make that transition up to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central.